Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Peace, family. This your brother, Mr. Holipsism. I'm coming to you with a live stream on a topic that I don't really broach too often. I think you can count on one hand the amount of times I've addressed relationships on this channel. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I'm not quite sure. But I've been having conversations with my friends lately, and this topic seemed to be a common thread throughout. So I said, well, let me talk about it and give my point of view. The title of the video is called Relationships Are Boring. Get Over It. And the reason why I said that was I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, let me give you a spoiler alert, news flash on relationships. Relationships are boring. Now, what do I mean by that? And I'm not saying that boring in the sense that it's really boring. I'm saying boring in the sense of what most people judge as boring, which is regular, everyday, the grind. It's not glamorous. It's not, bells and whistles all the time. It's just the everyday things you do and the time you spend with that person and stuff like that. Most people consider that boring. And the problem isn't that. The problem is the people who consider it boring. They're the morons. They're the idiots. They're the mouth breathers. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that have the problem. Relationships fundamentally are what they are. And they usually fall under three stages. If you talk about people that's been together for you talk about 20, 30 years and stuff like that, or even less than that, 10 years or whatever, it still goes through the same phases if those couples are still together. The first stage is the honeymoon phase, and that's when you're fucking like bunny rabbits, and it's a highly sexual, high sexual attraction, high testosterone, this the whole 9 yards. You're fucking with the bed, one position when you start, and then it's next to the door when you finish. You know what I'm talking about. That's the honeymoon phase, where you just can't get enough of each other physically. Honeymoon phase doesn't last too long, and this is where the problem starts, because most men don't really have an issue with this, but women seem to have a really big problem, because women have this thing about not being bored, something that I could give two shits about. Like, I don't care about a woman being bored or not. I learned to get over that a long time ago. But this is the phase where things start to go awry for most people. Men and women, but like I said, I think it's mostly women, because they have a really hard time understanding this concept. After the honeymoon phase is over, you get to the friendship phase. That's basically where this person is probably the closest person that you're really friends. You know what I mean? Like you're with them when they wake up, when you go to sleep. You probably seen them take a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're friends. This phase is the phase that I think most people have a hard time adjusting to and getting to. Most of the time after the honeymoon phase, that's where about most of the divorces come from. I don't want to give stats because I'm not looking at stats right now. But I think most of the divorces come after the honeymoon phase, because most of the time the woman feels like, things are not the same, blah, 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 and all that dumb shit. It's because you have an unrealistic way of looking at relationships. Once you get past the friendship phase, if you manage to get to that, then the final phase of this partnership is the family phase. where this person and you are basically tied, one. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's your family. I know she's your wife, but it's not like you banging each other all the time. It's not like this. The sexual aspect of it has been pushed to the background. You know, that's once in a while, but mainly that's your family. That's your woman. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's your man. It's like you're just family at this point. And that's usually the people that last into that 20, 30-year range. It gets into that. You just enjoy each other's company. That's your family. It is what it is. And this is the most important thing. You don't have to entertain and prove yourself to your family. What do I mean by that? Let me ask you all a question. I want you to really seriously think about this. How often have you gone to your best friend and said to your best friend, you know, I think we need to spice things up a bit. I feel things are getting kind of stale. Maybe we need to do something to take things to the next level. Said no one in the history of friendship has anyone said that. Why? Because your friends don't have to impress you for you to be their friend. You already know who they are. All they have to do is just be who they are, and that's as much as they have to do. You don't make demands on your friends. They don't have to put on a top hat and cane and entertain you, because the world's greatest entertainer, I think Sammy Davis Jr. died in the 80s. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy that people expect you to keep trying to impress them and do shit and keep things spicy and get the fuck out of here. Listen, once you get past the honeymoon phase, it's basically into the friendship phase, into the family phase, and that person becomes a part of you. And it just is. They don't have to prove themselves. They don't have to make no grandiose thing. It just is. And I use this analogy a lot when it comes to relationships, and I think it's appropriate. A lot of people don't like analogies, probably because they're mouth breathers and they don't know what an analogy is. But when you get a brand new TV, right? Brand new flat screen, 70, 80, and whatever. 4D, HD, whatever the highest quality, whatever. You get that brand new TV with all the features, and when you get it, you're excited. And you're testing out the features, testing out the buttons, checking out all the things you can do with this TV. You come in, every time you come in, you can't wait to get to that TV because, man, that TV is bad. I love this TV because I can get to see this and da-da-da-da-da-da. At some point, you come into your house, and guess what? The TV is just there. There's no need to make you don't have to come in and, oh, wow, look at this TV. I mean, that's kind of stupid after a certain period of time. You get where I'm going with this? The TV is just there. And it becomes a part of the home, a part of the household. And you don't have to make some big deal about its presence there. It's just there. And that's how it is with relationships. And if you don't acknowledge that, and if you don't understand that, then don't get into one. Because what you're doing is you're getting to one with unrealistic expectations. And you're going to be disappointed. I'm giving you this spoiler alert. You're going to be disappointed unless you learn to understand the nature of what relationships are. Because if you think about your friends, because that's what your mate is going to turn into, is your friend. And you never ask your friend to put on a performance for you in order for you to be their friend. All your friend has to do is just be who they are. And it should be the same thing for your mate. I saw a chick on social media. Her man bought her a 2020 vehicle. I don't know what the car was, but it was a nice car. And she was pissed because he didn't buy her a 2022. So let's see. Is she in that relationship because she really loves that dude? Or is she in that relationship because of what that dude can do for her or what she can get out of him? ponder over that. Anyway, that's all I really want to say. I ain't really gonna spend too much time, but I just want to get that. Let's get past this. Stop thinking that relationships is some fucking thrill ride or a roller coaster that you're just gonna be dazzled and oh shit, like everything is excitement for 20 and 30 fucking years. That's unrealistic. Is stupid. Get your head out of your ass and learn to acknowledge what relationships really are, and then you'll be, I won't say happy, but you'll be content and satisfied with the presence of those people in your life. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you got somebody that loves you and you love them, you better hold on to them, because it's a desert fucking wasteland on the open market. So many people have played themselves thinking that they can do better. And for some reason, women seem to think that they can always do better than what they got. And then what do? They go out, go out into the open market, and then that bird in the bush, they didn't see the snakes and the rats in the grass with this bird in the bush. And I don't want to just make it seem like it's just women. Men do it too. But what I'm saying is the unrealistic expectations of what a relationship is, I see that mostly coming from women. Because guys are pretty simple and we're easy to please. We get around you and you're comfortable with us, we're good. It's not, and plus men are not the one breaking up the family and breaking up, filing for divorce. Women are. So that's the reason why I make that distinction. Anyway, that's all I got to say. There's something that happened, but on a personal level, but I'm not going to get into that. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just go to the In the Paint YouTube channel and you'll see. Anyway, love you all, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.